When winning is the only option, the sharpest bettors in the world call me. Not because of what I know, but who I know. And the results, well, they speak for themselves. But talk is cheap, so let me show you. The Syndicate Insider Show starts now.
Welcome back for your Sunday report. It is September 3rd. What makes the distinction of this Sunday so special? It is the last Sunday of 2017 with an absence of NFL football. That's right, guys. By this time next week, you're going to be sitting there jonesing, shaking your head, saying, why me, why me? Why did I make all the bad decisions? Why did I bet the wrong games on the early set, on the late set? And if you're in Las Vegas, which is where I'll be next Sunday for my Vegas Roundtable, it will be 5:30 for that Sunday night game. And you'll be looking to get out if you don't listen and learn about what I'm talking about here on this video. If you understand that late is great, and let me prove it to you. Siri, what time is it?
It's 6:50 p.m.
It is 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3:50 p.m. in Las Vegas. We have not one, but we have two college football games right now that are going to be commencing. West Virginia, Virginia Tech at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is in 40 minutes from now. And Texas A&M UCLA at 7:30, which is 40 minutes from now. I understand that you can go online. I understand that you can subscribe to selections. I understand you can get them emailed to you for a convenience factor. The question is, do you want convenience or do you want profits? If it was so very easy to win and betting it and forgetting it, trust me, I wouldn't do what I do, which is pretty much work 20 hours out of 24 hours a day. And when I say work, I don't mean talking to prospective clients on the phone. I don't mean trying to sell this service. I mean dealing with my sources around the country and providing the very best information to the clients that I already have, the clients in the know. I get a lot of inquiries on Snapchat via direct message, on Instagram via direct message, and everybody's thinking about the short term. I'm going to try not to say the same things over and over again because, as I've said in other videos, if you think you can win, you can't win. This is my 31st NFL season on record in this business of supplying information. I was on the phone with a client today in the great state of Colorado. The guy's down almost $100,000 this week. He's betting $5,000, $10,000 a game. He was referred to me by a client. You know what he said? Let me think about it. Let me think about it. While he was in Colorado, I am on Saskatchewan Roughriders -3, winning 37-24 with 3 minutes. I've already played a football game, but what you don't know if you're not listening is that football game was placed on Friday to make sure that if the line went to 3.5, we were under the number. If you remember what I say in each and every video, and I have a 25-minute tutorial, it's not what you bet, it's when you bet, and it's the number you bet. Let's talk about Georgia Southern. We played that game plus 35 on Wednesday. The final score was 41-7. The closing line was 34. You think people aren't middling these games? You think every game has to be a 24-point blowout? You are sadly, sadly mistaken. My mission in life is not to tout individual games, not to talk about the big game. My business is to supply my clients with the very best information. So far, as we speak, I'm not 1-0. I'm not 2-0. I'm 3-0 with complete final games, and I'm counting this Saskatchewan Roughriders game as one of them with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, winning 37-24. Of course, it's not over. Anything can happen. But what else did I win today? What did I win today? Well, baseball, my friends, baseball. And when we talk about barking to the bank, we talk about getting the very best information available and understanding why it is that we're actually in business. It's not to worry about what shape the ball is. Of course, my membership has increased in the last 3 weeks because everybody wants football. But does that mean you're going to negate making money on these winners? You're going to negate cashing in on Milwaukee winning 7-2 at a cheap price at home at only laying 120? You're going to negate, remember I told you about the client in Colorado? You're going to negate taking advantage of Arizona with Godley on the mound, winning 5-1 plus 130. The game was never in doubt. When you decide you want to come in from the outside to the inside, you too can profit the same way the wise guys win. But I had Kevin yesterday. Kevin contacted me on Snapchat, and he said he bets 500 to 1,000 a game. I said, what's your weekly bankroll? 2,000. If you are overextending credit lines, or you're underfunded in your offshore accounts, or in Las Vegas, save your time and understand you can't come in from the outside to the inside. If you understand that Apple stock is $160, and if you want to buy 1,000 shares, do the math of how much you need. And you're properly funded, just like you are in the financial markets, pick up the phone and call Mike. Don't call me. My time is very valuable. I deal with the biggest bettors in the world that pay me to show them what my sources are doing. Now, sources. When we say sources, what are we talking about? Are we talking about some imaginary fairy tale nonsense? No. Brian Blessing, featured on radio with him every Tuesday, and this Tuesday on 1400 AM from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, my 1-hour show, The Sports Insiders. You can listen live and understand that we are global, not local. When I say sources, I'm talking about my sources over at Vegas Ringers. David Miller, who's been professionally wagering on sports for 11 years and came in third in the Las Vegas Hilton contest, documented. Check him out on Instagram at Vegas Ringers. His check is right there for $173,000. When I talk about sources, I talk about Don Johnson, who broke the banks for millions playing blackjack and was just elected and welcomed in to the Blackjack Hall of Fame. You can watch his life story on A&E Network. He's applied the same math principles to horse racing and sports betting. When I say sources, I mean Dominic Larigio. When you Google him on Google, he is the number 8th most feared sports gambler and casino gambler in the world, banned from Bellagio, and his life was summarized on a documentary on the A&E Network. When I talk about sources, I talk about the Kenny White, featured on 60 Minutes. Coming from a lineage of line makers, his father currently still making the number at almost 90 years old. When I talk about sources, I talk about people that have a face and a name with them. I'm not talking about somebody sitting in a cloak and dagger room or telling you he has a source that's so strong he can't share it with you. What do all these guys have in common? They're advantage players. They play to make money, regardless of what shape the ball is. And they understand that the best winning percentage annually is about 57%. So the way you're going to beat the books is in money management. The way you're going to understand is that every price, every game, not NFL. When last Thursday college opened, but there was 10 NFL preseason games, shame on you if you played any of them. Because it means you're not in it to win it. You are not worried about making money. You're worried about being a fan. You want to be a fan of football? Do what Big Mike's doing right now. He's in a fantasy draft. If you want to come in from the outside, you want to come into the inside, and you want to fundamentally win and beat the books at their own game. And if you don't, well, the only person you have to blame is not the bad picks you bought, not the bad service you purchased, but the guy you look at in the mirror if you shave. Good day. Next week, this time, at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time or 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, looking to bail out on the Sunday night game, shaking your head saying, why me? Why me? Stop right now before you even start. I look forward to your call.